Join us as we uncover the symbols, the stories, explore the mysteries, the power, and the legacy of a kingdom that is still unfolding. This is a journey where history, prophecy, power, and people converge, and the story is still being written, from ancient kingdoms to the spaces where modern voices meet. Voices that refuse to be silenced, part of a heritage that continues to shape the present. The past is not dead, it lives, it speaks. And here, we listen, we reason, we respond, and we testify. We dive into ancient truths, symbols, and signs still relevant today. The scepter has not departed, the mystery is not lost, and the kingdom, it is still unfolding, one episode at a time. This is more than a podcast, it's a return to the source. Welcome to the Scepter of Zion, where ancient truths meet modern voices. And now, to conversations, truth, and power, the scroll begins to open, and here to guide us through the gates, your trusted voice and seasoned guide, a voice for the remnant, your host, Ruben B.
Well, welcome to the Scepter of Zion. I'm your host, Ruben B. Or I'm your host, Mr. Overthinker, whatever you want to say. However you want to call it. So I've been doing this podcast for a while, so I feel as though I could just talk to you openly. Just share some things with you that would help you grow mentally, spiritually, physically. Yeah, things that will help you in the long run. So, like at the age of 11, when I think I mentioned this before, I used to go to church and sit in there, I always felt, it was deep down, it was just something that's bugging me, eating me up, saying, hey, something just don't feel quite right. And then you want to get these other people to say, hey, you just got to give it time. It's got to grow on you. You got to be part of it. Oh, whatever. I just wasn't feeling it. So then as I grew older, I really wasn't feeling it. And it was just, it just irked at me that I couldn't get into it. And I tried. Even in past relationships, they go like, well, we're unequally yoked, so we can't be together. I'm like, you're right. Because this physical attraction is kind of wore off. So I would like to try to connect with you mentally, but it's not working either. So I'm going to continue on my journey just studying. So this studying, this wisdom, and this knowledge is more of a internal growth for me. It just makes me feel just good. I'm on top of the world. It makes me feel, open my eyes to just worldly events that are around me as well, personal events. I'm able to see these things before they happen. Does that make me clairvoyant? Just a little bit. I think we all have that clairvoyance in us and that intuition, that inner power like that. But when I was getting ready to put this podcast together, so someone asked me, it's like, what are you going to do with all this knowledge? You got I see 3-4 notebooks of knowledge and information that you have recorded from your classes. What are you going to do with it? You occasionally share with people around you, your son. You taught your kids this wisdom when they were younger, but now they're older. They have their own families. They're doing their own things. And some of them have not, I would say they have not continued the teachings that I taught them when they were young, but I can guarantee they remember it because your subconscious is going to record everything. So they know some of the stuff that I've been saying through this podcast. They know some of it. If they were to hear it again, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, Dad taught me this. Oh yeah, that's my dad." So the year 1986 was, I think that was a turning point for me where I just learned this wisdom. I was on the right path. I was taught by a grand master, high wisdom, high knowledge. I won't go into names or details, but this was a spiritual turning point for me. And it has been with me ever since. Now, I'm not saying I didn't fall off the ledge a couple of times and went sideways. We all have. But I'm back. And I've been back for a while. Of just getting on the right path, getting my inner self together, which is a everyday thing. I love it. You wake up raising yourself up, not just physically up out of the bed, but mentally and spiritually. You're raising yourself up. And I like that. I love that. Man, that gets me so charged up and amped up just to study, research, and learn that this is a part of me and who I am. Woo! That's some powerful information for me. And there's millions of us like me. No, there's only one me, but there's millions of people that study and possibly feel the same way. That studying and learning wisdom, ancient wisdom, is something that enlightens them, encourages them. Because wisdom will just make your face shine. It'll just make the whole energy shine. Everybody around you or come in contact with you will see that there is something different about you. That they're like, oh man, I just gravitate to this person. I get it a lot. I do. I get it a lot. You know, I feel like this wisdom had made me a rock star. This energy has made me something where someone can approach me and ask me questions and just feel the vibration and the energy. So back to when I said when we first started this podcast, my first lesson was, I would say it was temple knowledge. It was really, really deep stuff. So my producer, bless her heart, love you. I love her. She said, you want to do it like this, not just give so much information to where it loses someone, right? You want to approach this new found endeavor or somewhat on a softer note. I said, okay, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Give something that some people can learn from, how would I say this? Something that this is interesting. Because it's temple knowledge, which I'm going to do today, could be really deep for some, interesting for some you will gain, some you will lose. So the name of this show today is Wisdom from the Ancestors. You're going to enjoy this podcast today. Because you know what? If you don't know what was, you don't know what is. You just don't know. So the Scepter of Zion, we are these modern voices bringing you ancient truth, ancient symbols. And of course, I'm broadcasting from ancient futures. So it would just be right that I just give you some temple knowledge. See, like they did in Iberia, in the city of Cordova, the city of Toledo, or city of Seville, or Granada. Actually, it was done way before that. Jerusalem. Why do you think they was fighting so much and tearing down and burning up stuff? The Romans and the Greeks. Why do you think they was burning this stuff up? At the same time, they were sitting at the feet of kings, scholars, grand masters of wisdom and knowledge to learn from this knowledge. So today, Wisdom from the Ancestors is going to be a powerful class for today, or a podcast for today. I'm your host, Ruben B. I'll be right back after these messages. So, welcome back. We're going to dive right into this lesson. We're going to dive into it. So, what is color? What is color? Color symbolism is subjective to us, to humans. It's a powerful tool. Powerful enough that it actually invokes your emotions and your communication. Colors is also used to persuade you. Will that green make you do anything? Huh? That green cash. But its symbolism is subjective and it depends on the contact. It really depends on the context. How you react to it. Biologically, personally, different cultural values, they gravitate to certain colors. So this Western society typically gravitate to the color blue. I love blue. That's my favorite color. And the Eastern culture, or Eastern society, gravitate to the color yellow. Okay, now let's go back to 1986, where I said that was like more of a spiritual changing for me, more of a spiritual awakening for me. So I got this little yellow book. The attributes of this color, yellow, means intelligent, energy, cheers, happiness, warmth, optimism, but it also means to be caution. Proceed with caution. Yellow is the color that is most associated with light, right? Spiritual light, not the physical light in the sky from the sun. It has a little bit more spiritual meaning than that, but rather that light also warms. The sun warms you up, right? It's designed to illuminate your wisdom and consciousness. It's also designed to activate your mind and your awareness for divine intelligence. That's what this book was about for me. It activated my awareness. It was so enlightening for me. It was divine knowledge that was made visible. It produced mental clarity for me. Also, the color yellow is for understanding. I think I said color yeller. It's like a really, really country boy there, didn't I? You know, the color yellow also signifies inner authority, intellectual mastery. It is also an energy center. Yeah, yellow. Wisdom with humility. Interesting, right? Yellow corresponds to refined light, the point where raw illumination becomes comprehensive. Symbolically, white equals pure source. Yellow equals interpreted truth. Gold embodies wisdom. This is why sacred text often describes face shining, eyes enlightening, countenance glowing. Yellow is the threshold where divine lights enter human perception. Yellow, gold represents wisdom refined by trial. It is linked to wisdom with light. It is linked to sacred knowledge. So the color of this book, yellow, was not merely color. It signifies measured understanding, not raw power. Yellow. It's also to symbolize eternity. I think I mentioned before divine intelligence. I'm saying it again. Yellow, the color yellow. It means wisdom without decay. And some Eastern traditions say, like India or some of the Buddhist monks, they wore these yellow robes to symbolize their learning of discipline, the renunciation of ego to do away with it. It's associated with humility and knowledge. Now, in the Greco-Roman thought, this color symbolizes reason and wisdom. It's seen as a color of rational order emerging from chaos. It also has this dual nature: curiosity, insight, intellectual creativity, optimism. Right? It's this color yellow. This color also warns us that spiritually, yellow warns that knowledge without humility becomes distortion. Yellow, learning, awareness, awakening. Where the color gold, mastery, divine wisdom embodied. Yellow is revelation, aligned with divine understanding, earned wisdom, elimination of consciousness, not emotion. It's also a sign with geometry, sacred geometry at that. Scrolls illumination. So when yellow appears repeatedly in your life or your dreams or your creative work, it often signals a season of learning, a call to refined understanding, the need to balance intellect with humility, preparation for leadership through wisdom and not force. Yellow is the color of awakening intellect. It represents the moment when lights become understanding and wisdom begin to take form, but has not yet matured into sovereignty. Yellow is the lamp. Yellow is the lamp to lighten your mind, to lighten your soul, to lighten your spirit. Just that color yellow. A man wisdom maketh his face to shine, and the boldness of his face shall be changed. It's called from the dust of the ancient past, from the mouth of prophets. The sacred wisdom has been taught for centuries, and people try to hide it, cover it up. I just shared a little bit of wisdom with you about colors, just a little bit. The prophets and the ancestors used to teach this type of stuff about your wisdom, about your consciousness, about your ego, about yourself, to help you be a better person, being better today than you were yesterday. Do better every day. So I want to thank you for being on this path with me, on this journey with me. As we come to the end of this show, we come to the end of the first season of the Scepter of Zion. We pause. We pause not to stop, but to remember. This season, we didn't just tell history, we uncovered it. That's right. We began where the world tell us knowledge started. Yeah, we started in Greece, in Malta, Rome, and Turkey. We learned about the Jesuits. We learned about the Moors. We learned about the Hebrew Israelites just a little bit. There's more to we didn't touch Jerusalem. We didn't touch some of the other countries, stuff like that. But we asked the hard questions. Who taught them? Who came before them? And who was left out? From there, we traveled deeper back to Kemet, to Hebrew foundation, where wisdom was preserved, not invented. Then we crossed into North Africa, entered into Al-Andalus, where knowledge didn't live in buildings, but in cities. We talked about Cordoba, the good town. We talked about Toledo, Seville, Granada. We learned about the Moors, the men and the women, the scholars, the poets, architects, the builders of civilization. We also touched on the Knights of Templars. We uncovered hidden legacies about the Crusade. We talked about the theft, the silence, the history that was buried. We talked about this. This season was about memory and identity, about restoring what was lost or stolen, and recognizing who we always have been. If you missed anything, you can go back and listen, because every episode built on the last. Season 2 is going to be good. We'll go beyond deeper revelations, and we'll dive more into connection, more truth, more challenge, more awakening. To then remember, the scepter has not departed, the mystery is not lost, and the kingdom is still unfolding. Listen on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. Subscribe. Zion is rising again. I'm your host, Ruben B. And this has been season 1 of the Scepter of Zion. See you in June for season 2. Shalom Aleichem.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of The Scepter of Zion. If something stirred your spirit, sparked a memory, or whispered truth into your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Share it, speak it, walk in it. We invite you to invite others into the conversation, into the unfolding. This is more than a podcast. It's a movement returning to the root and rising with the call. Until next time, hold the line, guard the flame, and never forget who you are, because the kingdom isn't coming. It's already here and rising, one voice at a time.
You've been listening to The Scepter of Zion, a Kingdom of Shalom production. Subscribe, share, and join us as Zion rises again.